Hello, all you world changers out there. This is Coach Chew. Hang on a second here. Hello, all you world changers out there. Coach Jeremy here to talk to you about one of the big people, or maybe the biggest person, again, subjective, but when it comes to this exam, whether that's the NCE, the CPCE, or even the NCMHCE, person-centered, client-centered, Rogerian, seems to be one of the heavy hitters. And so we are going to attack that. And I'm going to try and give you some ideas, some hints, and some perspective that when you are done listening to this podcast, you feel a little bit better about one of the kings of the helping relations section in this exam. And of course, as I mentioned, always a lot of this information comes from Hellwig. So if you're studying for this exam, keep that in mind if you want further references to what we're going to talk about. But again, I always tell people as we get into this, if we're ever not sure, sometimes the name of the theorist can help lead you or at least hint you as to what it's about. So again, client-centered, person-centered. The client is the center of this counseling process. So this is not, if you will, a come in for a subscription diagnosis theory or counselor, therapist. This is humanistic. This is you and I. We're going to figure this out together. And to do that, there's a few terms. This is one of the theorists that emphasizes the terms. And probably the biggest term might be unconditional positive regard. The counselor shows we're using empathy. Empathy. Again, understanding the client's point of view and seeing things from their perspective. Again, we're not crying with the client. That's sympathy, which is what we never do with clients in this, but empathize. Of course, congruence. What I'm saying and doing is lining up with who I am. I'm being real. I'm not putting on a facade and acting fake and, basically putting on my best, front. This is who you're getting, and that's who it is. Genuine. Again, those are, we're using, and of course, active listening. So aside from me hearing you, I'm paying attention to nonverbal cues. If you're looking at the window while we're having a counseling session, I'm noticing that. If we're in a group and every time so-and-so speaks, you clench your teeth, you shake, you're nervous, I'm catching that. Again, active listening, empathic understanding, core facilitative conditions of effective counseling. Again, when you look at Rogers, kind of looks like a grandfather-esque. And again, when you're dealing with Rogers in this exam, it's about, okay, let's figure this out. We're going to figure this out. And of course, this is kind of a very unique also from the standpoint that you could walk away from this learning more about yourself than you knew about, because obviously if you're focused on yourself and it's all about you as a client, you might learn something about you that you didn't know about, or that, whoa, that's me. So again, there's different challenges, there's different dynamics, but again, this is a humanistic approach. So again, when you're talking about Rogers, client-centered, person-centered, the client is a center of this counseling process. And that is what we got to figure out. That's what I got to deal with. And again, Rogers, Counseling and Psychotherapy, that is one of his books. And understanding that that is what he is about will help you when it comes to those questions that you're going to get about Rogers in the helping relations section of this NCE and CPCE exam. Good luck, happy studying, and keep being a world changer.